maybe stayed a little too late. What the fuck time is it? Woo! Motor should be broken in now. Oh, that's an average spot. Next to the motor style. Woo! See how far right I got of those guys. Whew. That kickstand's having a hard time. Whew! I can smell the burn. It's burning some smoke in there. Puke it a little bit. Just a little bit out the back. Next on the agenda, guys, is the swing arm. Right, so right here. So there's the one bolt. The other side's just nothing. You can see a little bit of Moab dust in there, and then the chain is going to be attached to it by the chain guide, but that's about it. Otherwise it can be moved around. And I took off the plastic cover on both sides to access everything, of course. I'm thinking it should just start going through. There he goes, yeah. Okay, yeah, I took the one nut off right there, guys. So you can hold this up. The whole bike's trying to balance. There is the rod. There goes the swing arm, held only on by the chain. Not much grease on there. Oh yeah. Yep, glad I pulled that off. Not much grease on there. Even a little bit of wear marks. And you can see the chain guide is wearing right at the front here. Okay, swing arm is off. I decided just to remove the chain guide to get the swing arm on the table. So here we are, guys. There's a nice KTM swing arm. It's easy with the master just floating here, essentially attached to that. And it looks like I could just pull this out of that jacket line too, but not a big deal at all. But I could just get rid of it. But why? It's just wasted minutes. So let's get at the bearings and go from there. Oh, there, he just climbed those rocks. Okay, I'm on my way over.
That's the one, yo.
Okay, guys, we're back. Again, taking the pick and just trying to pull, there you go, the outer sleeve off. And now I can just push the other side through. Again, check for if there's any whatever little sleeve that, like the one we found. And you can see it's just like oil. Really nice work from KTM. Again, needle bearings. Same idea. So let's just clean that old oil grease, whatever KTM is using. It's like an oil grease. It's very oil based, very thin, but also like grease. This course is nice and clean in there. No issues. I don't really have to clean anything. The grease will do its job. So throwing it all in there again, getting that seal down from the inside so you guys can see. All this work for filming, huh? Trying to get it in the seal. There you go. It is sealed up. Again, reinstall the sleeve. And I'm going to put some grease inside this piece. And some grease inside. So this design that they did around the sleeve is what's really going to keep this system dry. So I've never seen this before on the street bikes that I always deal with. So that is really cool. And that's why these systems work so well, I'm sure. Gold bar waterfall. Okay. Is there a way around it? Over.
Not that I saw. Over.
Well, shit. Over. I don't know. It's sand right before hitting the chute and it's a long ways up. Over.
Yeah, it's a long ways up, that's for sure. Over.
Shit. Over.
Oop. And again, nothing, no seal on that side. And again on this one, yeah, that was really just that one piece had a extra little washer. Again, wonderful. Look at all that grease. Look at the lines as I move it around. That's really nice. Let me know any questions in the comments, guys. This is again at 17 hours after doing some serious 7 days of Moab. 7 days of Moab and just a 2-hour break in Kelowna here. So this is going to be nice and watertight. I won't have to do this for a long, long time. All right, swing arm is done. That's it, guys. Peace. My name is Marcel Arnie, Pro Superbike Racer, and I think my flashlight is dying. I don't see shit anymore out of that.
Yeah. The Gold Bar Waterfall. Some obstacles for dirt bikes. We're trying to head back Gold Bar Rim all the way. So what were you saying?
I can walk up that.
Yeah, if that overhang wasn't there, I could dirt bike it. But that's like a crazy angle to go. You'd have to be like, whoa, right under there. We're gonna try to push it up the side for safety's sake. Okay, that, oh shit. Sorry, Marcel. I was slowing backwards. I didn't think I could ride. I was gonna put in neutral, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just walk it slowly. Oh, okay, let me step up.
I'm just rotating the wheel at the same time.
Like a tractor on the front wheel drive.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Here, I'll hit it.
Oh, sorry.
There you go, just ride it out.
Out of energy. Sorry, bud. You know what it is? I'm mostly out of energy. It makes this stuff harder.
Don't get your ass up there because he's coming. You can't be there.
Woo, what an adventure. You never know if you're gonna make it back in the... Holy shit, look at these rubber marks. Oh. Might as well film the action still. Watch the outside wall, turn hard, turn hard. There you go, that's what I was saying, over.
Okay, guys, I am removing the brake pads because I'm going to slot the bottom of the pads with my electric grinder. So when I put the wheel and every time I switch the wheel to test tires, etc., they will spread the pads like a set of lips, just going whoop. So I just pull the pin. And then also you're going to want to actually clean and grease this pin because this thing will wear in. I like to put a little bit of grease on that and keep it clean. You can see it's going to eventually it'll start to wear right into the pin, and then your pads as they wear in. So what you do is you take the grinder and you're just taking off the. I'm going to create a V notch. So I'll come back. And there's the result, guys. You see I just V'd out the bottom of the pad. So when your rotor wants to jam into the pad, it will then spread the pads. It's that simple. Just a nice little V cut on the bottom. Same thing. Now people are like, well, you might lose a little brake pad touching the rotor. Sure, but it's the rear brake. I got more braking power than I need on the rear always. So sometimes you even add a spring in the pedal to get more pressure to actually do more feel. You need more pressure, better feel. So Anyways, that's what I do on all super bikes to change wheels quicker. There you have it, guys. Back in. Again, I greased the pin. The pin has been greased. It's getting cold. I'm getting hungry. I think I'm gonna call her a break. Hopefully I remember how to put everything back together, but when I come back, swing arm goes on, and then the linkages go on, the link, and yeah, and then I can continue assembly and get onto that skid plate.
All right, let's get back to base. Over.
Turn to base. Over.
That is off the crack, over.
No longer on track. You're way off track. On to home base. Over.
You're just joining me, you can miss that joke. Earlier this episode, I mean. Look at that, just tractoring. Whoa. Holy shit. Tractoring up the side even harder. Whew. Beautiful. Nice little picture. Beautiful sunset. Keep her moving.
Moving. We're rolling. Moving forward.
Look, I still got a good 60% gas tank. Over.
Well, I decided to do the swing arm, and I'm going to torque at 70 foot-pounds. I got Loctite in there too. Or 70. Alright, swing arm is in. Good stuff, guys. So, putting in the link. And this is what I meant by the in the way. Even this washer was in the way. Right here. Just see how close that is? To get that to go in there. And then the flat washer on the back side. So spacers gotta be pushed in tight. There we go. Like that. And then that one will hold the link on, and then here is the shock bolt, of course. So anyways, that's how it's all coming together, guys. I gotta get the Loctite up on the threads here. I use Loctite on everything. It's critical, very critical. Here you have it, guys. Loose right now. One of the things I learned in the street bike world is do not tighten these things up until you get a load on the swing arm. So essentially, if you just tighten them up on the stand when this is just freewheeling with no weight, and then you jump on your bike, they're gonna move. It's gonna be like kink. You actually could hear it go kink and move the first time you jump on your bike, because they're settled in the position where it's no weight on it. But when you apply weight, they can move slightly, and that's where you want to tighten it down. So in this case, I'm just gonna kind of apply load by like trying to pick it up and push down on the bike. Like this, just compress that shock. Try to work it and then get in there with my wrench and tighten it at the same time. Because I don't have a wheel on the bike and I got Loctite in there, so unless I could put something underneath that. Get some weight, lift up. There's one. Trying to put a load on it. As I tighten it up. It's the best I can do. I might have to redo that later when I get on the bike and feel it move or not. So I'm gonna torque them up now. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my god. I don't know which one it came from. One of the needles came out when I was doing the grease and I found it in my grease. Ah, shit. It's all back together and torqued. Ah, fuck. It's gonna take me forever to siphon through the grease and find which one is missing the needle bearing.
Epic views. Epic views. Yo! Oh! Looks like we got some sort of formation ahead. Formation ahead.
Just rock. Same rock.
So the needle bearing that I found in my grease is shorter than the one that is in this one. So let's keep going, let's keep going. So I just finished going through the linkage. That is not from the linkage, so of course it's gonna be the last thing I check. And that is not these ones. They're all in there. And the way I'm figuring it out, guys, is I'm just trying to see if, you know, I can push them apart with this tool. And they're not, you know, the whole thing is tight. And then of course visually, I can see better than you, but yeah, and move them around, you know, you can feel a gap typically. Just did all this torquing. Yeah, of course, that needle bearing was from the Swingarm. Now, that is the best example. Notice the one back here as well. So there's enough room for, say, one to almost squeeze in there. But this one has double on the back. So that's where it came from, guys. Yeah, so I had to do the job twice. Sometimes you gotta do things twice.
Alright guys, I'm gonna head back to base. Onward!
Go down the road, yo.
Oh, I can't see very well. Sorry, guys. Hard to see. Whoa, my foot gets stuck on the peg there. I heard one guy complain about that, sharp peg. They are sharp. But that's not the first time it actually scared me. I can't get my foot off. I have it a few times now. A little too sharp. Well, that's an easy fix, guys.
Well, I've certainly learned something today. Before you put everything back together, make sure you take your pick and check. Check. Oh, check to get that they are not missing anything before you put it back together, you know, and this is the way to check. So they are in place and ready to go. Okay. No mistakes. No mistakes.
Okay, second gear. I'm gonna go back before it gets dark. You gotta watch out for those holes. I don't know, low here. Oh, what's going on here? Vehicle no motor vehicle. Yeah.
Okay, I am done for tonight. I loosely put everything in, just all the bolts are loose. Loctite, drying away. Everything Loctite will be dry on those bolts by tomorrow. Get all that stuff torqued, hopefully tomorrow. Continue on with the project. Lots more parts to test and try. For example, I got some high-rise handlebars. Not handlebars, but some... essentially raises your handlebar by attaching here and going a little higher, from a company that sent me those, so I can test and you can move your bars forward and back. Tubeless, a new tech sent me sets of tubeless to be testing. I got the bunch of tires to test, the Gummy 505 cheater rear, the Midas, whatever it's called, front, medium as well, and tire change machine. A lot of more things in the works. Anyways, catch you guys next time.
There it is. Woo! That was sick. Gold bar spike spider to the end. Cheers. Okay. Let's get a feel for that power valve on the sandy road now. High revs. Right now it feels perfect off-roading. Tight stuff. There we go, 2020 TPI. There we go. Barely see the sand line. Whoa, got it. Oh, I can barely see. That's my rear brake.
And we're back. I just threw the rear wheel on and I figured, you can see I actually marked my bolts too. So you can see we're getting close to top dead torque on that. Oh, it's hard to do this in film. God damn it. I got Loctite on everything. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. Right almost where it was stock. So you can see why the paint is useful, because if you don't have a torque wrench, it's a good measurement to go by. And oiled new twin air filter. I want to explain something that is really neat about the oil injection, and specifically about filling it up, which goes in right here, and then there's going to be a tube through the frame. Now I made some marks as I was dirt biking Moab, and I wanted to see how far it would go. Time to winterize the RMZ, but I got to do a little bit of maintenance first.
Okay, let's try a little further out and see what happens. Okay.